Feed Lux your way with the Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the classic $5 box, the indulgent $7 box, and a whole new obsession in the $9 box, the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito. Try the Lux Cravings boxes at Taco Bell today.
How's your day going?
Going good, thank you, yes.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Really, guys?
What? Jackson's always has this game right.
Let's go!
It's the all-wheel drive event at Lithia Ford of Boise. From hunting trips to ski trips to trips to Grandma's house. Nobody does AWD like LFB, Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Find your sun with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Cold, refreshing, and made for moments like these all year long. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust rowpaint.com to get that job done right.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Bronco Nation News Live is the only daily show that talks nothing but Boise State sports. And we do it with you. Give us your comments or questions in the ICCU YouTube chat. Or leave us a voicemail on the Signature Roofing voice inbox at speakpipe.com/BNN. BNN broadcasts come from the Sun Cruiser Studios. Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. It's refreshingly smooth and easy to drink. Crack open a Sun Cruiser and let the good times cruise. Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, Lithia Ford of Boise, and our major sponsors, Taco Bell, Idaho Central Credit Union, rowpaint.com, and the Blue and Orange store. At Lithia Ford of Boise, we're proud to stand with Boise State athletics. Through our NIL marketing partnerships, we're investing in the future of student athletes. Lithia Ford of Boise, here to get you there, wherever that may be. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho. Broadcasting from the Sun Cruiser Studios, here's BJ Rains with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Hey, how we doing, Bronco Nation? Welcome on into a live edition here of BroncoNationNews.com. My name is BJ Rains. We got Mike Prater, columnist at BNN, host of Prater in the Ball Game weekdays 3 to 6, KTIK 95.3, the ticket with us as he regularly does on Fridays. And we're talking Boise State basketball. We got a game tonight. We're talking Spencer Danielson's off-season and a lot of different topics to discuss with Mike Prater on a Friday. Mike, both been traveling, but out of the office, different places. I think we're both back in Boise here for the first time in a while. I think if I remember correctly, I don't remember where last Friday. No, maybe last Friday we were both back. I know you were in Utah at one point and I was gone, but we're here and we're looking pretty and ready to go.
Let's do it. I don't know about looking pretty part, but we're ready to go. And big weekend. I know it starts tonight with a Boise State basketball game. And then sometime today, I'm not even sure if you've dug into this kind of a detail. Sometime today, the transfer portal closes. I'm not sure when, where, how, why that works. But and then we got some big football games over the weekend. But the big focus tonight, 8:30, Extra Mile Arena, Boise State basketball. Let's get this sucker back on track.
I believe it 9:59 would be tonight, right? I think it's midnight Eastern. So I believe
I think so, but at the same time, the school has to put your name in the transfer portal. So what if I decide at 7:00 tonight I want to go in the transfer portal?
I believe all you have to do is tell the school that you want to go into the portal. So there's going to be names that'll show up 48 hours after today.
Oh, I see. So if you just tell them,
you just have to provide written documentation. I think you can email them at 9:58, and then there will be names that show up in the portal as late as Monday, I believe.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's the grace period, and technically how it works. At this point, I don't expect anything. I mean, if you're going to go in the transfer portal, you've probably made your decision. But America's long 2-week nightmare is over at 10:00 tonight when the transfer portal closes, and we get back to a little bit of normalcy when it comes to college football.
Yeah, and it's funny. I love our viewers. I love our readers, subscribers, but occasionally some of them will think they have a tip for you, or they'll have something and they'll reach out to you. And apparently, there's a number 14 Boise State sweatshirt, and someone said, "Hey, is Max Cutforth entering the transfer portal?" And I said, "I have no idea. I can look into it. What makes you say that?" And he said, "Oh, there's number 14 gear surfacing on eBay." And so I went and looked, and I mean, it could be Kekala Kaniho. It could be all these number 14s. Maybe we'll find out, that Max Cutforth's entering the transfer portal because he already put his sweatshirt on eBay. But I don't know the answer to that yet.
That's a good one. That's a good one. We'll take all tips here. Not all tips are good, but we take all tips. That's a good one.
and I don't, and I mean, maybe Max Cutforth would want to go somewhere and try to play. I don't know. I would assume he would have already probably entered by now if he was going to enter, just because he knows, what the quarterback situation is and who's coming back, and it is what it is. But we'll get to football. I agree with you. I don't expect any other big announcements or moves at this point, man. But as everybody knows, Mike, all it takes is one phone call, one extra zero added to that check, and somebody could leave at any point. So
100%. By the way, Max Cutforth, his Twitter page, he's got a picture. It says Boise State football quarterback, and there's a couple of pictures of him wearing Boise State gear. So at least on Twitter right now, I mean, maybe on eBay he's declared, but on Twitter he has not.
Well, I didn't even know people still use eBay. You have Facebook Marketplace and all these other options to sell stuff, and the screenshot I get is literally eBay with a number 14 sweatshirt for sale. I'm like, well, I mean, we found out stuff crazier way, and we found out scoops and things crazier ways. So who knows? I'll make a call today and look into it, I guess. But do appreciate anybody that thinks they have tips or knows somebody's grandma's, dog watcher who knows, this person. Yeah, let us know. We want to know all those kind of tips, and we do appreciate those. We'll get back to football because I think curious Mike's thoughts on Spencer Danielson. And also, I know you guys had a good interview with Chris Peterson yesterday. It was funny. I was talking to Johnny on the show yesterday. I said, Chris Peterson owes me an interview, Mike, because when you guys got him for the bowl game, he said, I told Prater yes, but I shouldn't have. And he did the interview with you, and then he got all these calls, and he didn't want to say the wrong thing. And he said, I'm going to respectfully decline the rest of the week because of this game. He goes, but I be happy to come on sometime down the road, January, anytime, be happy to come on. I said, all right, so I'll keep that in my back pocket. And then that should have been the time I used it, was yesterday. And I'm telling Johnny about that, and he's like, I said, so what do you got on your show today? He goes, we got Chris Peterson. I said, oh, great. I said, oh, great. No, but I saw he made the media rounds, and but that was great that you guys were able to talk to him, and I'll keep that in my pocket here for the near future. Chris Peterson owes me an interview, and I know everybody else got to hear from him yesterday, but cool for him, happy for him, and wishing that Kellen Moore would have been with them, but that'll happen.
Yeah, that would have been a spectacular story, especially with Gary Patterson going in there. Gary Patterson, Chris Peterson, and Kellen Moore, and the battles that they had and the storylines that they had during that legendary college career when all three of them were interacting would have been really, really fun. But Kellen will get his due. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, it's kind of I called it a college football crime, a felony that Jordan Lynch gets in over Kellen Moore. That's just ridiculous. And some of these Hall of Fame things they get political, as we all know. So there's no way that Jordan Lynch had a better career than Kellen Moore. But it is what it is. And it was fun to catch up with Chris Peterson yesterday, who told us, hey, we heard stories back in the day, and I know you came in just a little bit later, but he really wrestled with becoming the head coach at Boise State when Dan Hawkins left for Colorado. And I don't remember, either I knew this or I forgot it, but he said on the show yesterday that he took the Colorado job with Hawk for 3 days. And he just couldn't sleep and kept having back and forth moments. Said it was one of the most painful decisions I ever had to make. I did not want to be the head football coach at Boise State. I was scared just because he was scared he didn't think he was prepared to be a head coach. The only strength that he said he had was the self-awareness to know that I was scared. And that's really what helped fool him. And it worked out for him eventually. So it was pretty telling moment with Chris Peterson yesterday. Fantastic interview. And there'll be plenty of times for you to get Chris Peterson. That guy's not going away. And he's got plenty of stories to tell down the road.
Yeah, no doubt. Chad says that Chris Peterson interview was great. Same with the Austin Pettis interview. Kurt says, yes, that was great. Scott Ford says the what if segment was pretty great too. Nice job, Prater and ball game. Somebody said nice hat, BJ. Then I looked and his name was Scott Ford. And I'm wearing the Ford hat here. So I just in honor of your comments there, Scott. Appreciate you for that. But we'll get back to football in a little bit. I do want to start with basketball again. I am in the Sun Cruiser studios. By the way, Mike, our lovely friends at Sun Cruiser here, I don't know if you can see this or not, but Sun Cruiser got me a nice big
nice
sign that I've got to find a spot to put up in the studio here somewhere. So we appreciate Sun Cruiser. That there's rumors there may even be a neon sign coming, and this is like a temporary one. But appreciate Sun Cruiser and Claire and Justin and the whole crew over there, and been fun kind of getting to know them. And we'll find a spot for the Sun Cruiser tin sign here moving forward. Sun Cruiser. Pick up a Sun Cruiser for the weekend. Perfect time. I don't know what I was more excited about when I met up with him yesterday, Mike, the tin sign or the couple cases of free samples they gave me. But
nice.
Yes, but love Sun Cruiser. Pick them up at your local gas station or grocery store. They got them at Jackson's. They got them at Ridley's. They got them everywhere. So hit up Sun Cruiser, and they got the lemonade vodkas. They got the tea vodkas. Great drink, and hope everybody checks out a Sun Cruiser this weekend. And, of course, Lithia Ford of Boise. I am wearing the Ford hat here. We're in the our new title sponsor here. And your stuff's not public still, right yet, Prater? I got to keep quiet on that. All right, but Lithia Ford of Boise, LithiaFordBoise.com. We appreciate Jim Sturk and Company, our title sponsor on BNN, and our pregame show sponsor. We'll be live tonight at 7:30 as Boise State gets set to try to end this 4-game losing streak against the 4-game losing streak is in general. The game tonight is against Colorado State. They're in a similar boat tonight. They may get their best player back, though. I don't know if Buchanan's going to play, but Colorado State's been without their best player for a couple weeks. He was questionable in practice, but didn't play on Tuesday. Sounds like he could play Kyle Jorgensen tonight. But Boise State, they're coming off a tough loss. Colorado State is against Fresno. They're just as probably eager for a win. And Boise State, 4-game losing streak, Mike. A little angst in Bronco Nation. What's kind of your sense of just where things are at with this team, this fan base, and obviously first 4-game losing streak here in I think 5-6 years?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to gauge right now because I don't think, we expected this to come. And I certainly didn't envision a 4-game losing streak or this kind of team doing what it's doing. And I thought Leon Rice would bounce back with a better performance against Utah State. I thought this team would bounce back with a better performance against UNLV, and they were better against UNLV. They were much better. At this point, I'm not really worried about the X's and O's. They have to fix that. I'm more worried about the effort and some of the intangibles, the hustle, and the team chemistry. And I saw a lot of really positive things that they can build on coming out of that UNLV game. Tough breaks, and they didn't get the job done. And sometimes, I loved what Leon said, sometimes winning becomes a habit, and we have to embrace that. And we also have to be aware when losing becomes a habit and be very, very cognizant of that. And not get sucked into that drain. And the fact that he even said that, the self-awareness was positive for me. So I think that they understand what's going on. Leon Rice has always been a grinder. Tonight, it seems like they're going to win this game, but I've been saying that for a couple of games now. If they can win this game and get back on track, I don't know what the end goal is at the end result here. Nobody's chasing anything postseason at this point. They're just chasing a 1-game winning streak. Mm-hmm. And maybe that can kind of roller coaster into something else different. A lot of basketball to be played. There's 13, 14 league games to be played and a tournament
14,
to be played. Yeah. So, there's hope. I don't have ultimate end of the rainbow type hope for this basketball program. Just finish strong and build some momentum, and hopefully it starts tonight.
And, Tuesday at Wyoming, that's always a sneaky tough game. And according to KenPom, Wyoming's actually favored by 2 in that game. So that's certainly a game that wouldn't surprise me at all if they win. But you do look at it tonight. Wyoming on Tuesday is certainly a winnable game. And then your next 2 games are Air Force and San Jose, Mike. So this is an opportunity here. I said before the UNLV game, they need to be at least 4-1 in this 5-game stretch. And then they lost the first game of that stretch. But, at a minimum 3-1 here. But I would think 4-0. If you could find a way to go 4-0, again, no, people, you laugh when I say it, but like at Wyoming is now like a quality win. They're pretty good this year. They're top 100 in all the metrics in KenPom, and they've turned it around in a big way. So that would be a nice win on Tuesday. But if you could get these next 4 games and at least get back to 500 in conference and kind of come up for air a little bit, Mike. It hasn't been. And I know fans don't want to hear it, all this stuff, but the facts are they've played the 7th hardest schedule in America. They've played a really tough schedule to this point, and even in conference play, they've played all the teams aside from UNLV that were at the top of the standings. And I'm not making excuses. That's not. This is not a great basketball team right now. They're 1-5 in league. You are what your record says. But my point is, it does flip a little bit here with some winnable games where they could at least try to get this thing back to, salvageable and back to 500-ish instead of, 1-5 in league here in the next couple of weeks. They're 1-5. Do I expect them to go 4-16 in conference? No, I don't think this is, they're not a great team, Mike, but I think we would all agree they're not as bad as some of these games have been the last couple of games. And the schedule lightens up a little bit. You mentioned they figured some things out at UNLV. We'll see if that correlates to anything tonight. And, like you said, you're not fighting for a bid to the tournament. You're just trying to win as many games as you can and get as high of a seed in the conference tournament as you can and go from there. So we'll see tonight, but I do think there's an opportunity here with the schedule to, again, not put themselves back in any kind of position to win the league or anything, but at least try to get back to 500.
Yeah, no, definitely. Now, I probably feel a little bit more scared about didn't Wyoming just beat UNLV by 30 in Laramie? So
they did, and then they lost to San Diego State by 20 the other day. But yes, I would. You're projected to lose that game, so that is going to be a very tough game. Yes. Yeah,
that's a tough. So they need tonight. If they can win 3 of 4, that certainly is better than 1-5 where they are right now, and that's a good sign. It just starts tonight, and getting Carmichael back. I don't know if that's going to happen. You talked about that, and obviously Colorado State.
Buchanan.
Sorry, Buchanan. Getting him back with his bad back, and Colorado State getting their player back. We'll see how that plays out. But it doesn't. The intangibles don't matter. They just need 40 minutes of good, solid basketball to build on what they did against UNLV and focus on themselves at this point. And if you focus on themselves and doing the right things and putting a bunch of individuals together and building this team chemistry and trying to figure out how they can win some basketball games and win them close. Tonight's probably not going to be a blowout. They're going to have to win a tight, close, tough basketball game, and it will be good for them. And I expect that they're going to win tonight. We'll see what happens in Laramie, and then they get the 2 freebies. Unfortunately, because as you know, as the schedule shakes out, that's the only 2 times they get to play Air Force and San Jose State by the luck of the draw. So you have to win those 2 games. Hopefully, fingers crossed, better days ahead for Boise State basketball.
And I know the numbers don't mean everything, whatever, but you do look at the schedule, Mike. There's only 2 games on there that you look at and go, that's going to, man, I really don't see that one happening. At Utah State, certainly with what we saw the other night, and then at New Mexico. I know you beat New Mexico here, so maybe that's dumb of me to say, but they're pretty good. Going to the pit is certainly tough, but you look at the rest of they're going to Colorado State at the end of the season. That doesn't scare you, at least right now. Fresno State on the road. That doesn't really scare you right now. Grand Canyon does have this great, atmosphere, I guess, whatever, and you did lose badly to them, but that's a 3-point game according to KenPom. So, that's a winnable game that you could have. And then your other road game is San Jose and Wyoming. Like I said, you still get Nevada at home. You still get San Diego State at home. You get, some of these teams, Wyoming's got to come back here. I'm not trying to paint this picture that they're going to win 15 of the next 17 games, but when you do kind of look at it, it's not like some of these folks that are worried they're not going to win, more than 2 or 3 games the rest of the season. I don't quite see that being any kind of an issue here.
I think the one goal is just to try to get to 500 in conference, and I'm not even sure they can. I don't think they can do that.
They're playing from 4 behind right now, so certainly going to be tough.
They would have to finish 9-5. I think if I'm doing math on the radio right, just to be, just to get to the 500 record in league play, 9-5, and this is a team that's 1-5, and what tells us that they can turn around and be 9-5 in these games and finish with a 10-10. If your goal is
they only play 18 conference games this year.
Oh, they don't. They're not
20. Oh, I think it is. Yeah, I think it is 20, but they took away. It's 20, but it's not round robin. You're right. It is 20. Sorry, you're right.
Yeah, they don't play Air Force and San Jose State twice, which is again that's the tough draw. That sucks for Boise State that they don't get to play those two because those are freebie wins. So it's good for Boise State to one game at a time. But at the end of the day, you're chasing 10-10 in conference play, guys, and that's nothing to be proud of. But if you can finish 10-10. That's something to build on. And again, that's going to take a one game at a time mentality. Leon Rice knows that. I'm not sure the players know that. Hopefully they figure it out. But yeah, it's not doom and gloom. Let's fire the coach. That's a ridiculous thought. But 10-10, I think, is your ceiling right now. And let's just chase that one game at a time and see what happens.
Well, what are your kind of big picture thoughts? I know you've talked about it on the radio and stuff, Mike. I mean, I know folks will say, oh, you're a homer and all this stuff. I get it. But my kind of thought is, hey, like, I personally believe that that Leon Rice should be due a clunker, is allowed a clunker of a season here. Like, I know the 0-10 is what everybody wants to harp on, the 0-5 for Leon's March success. I know that's kind of the thing that everybody wants to, and I'm not even, I mean, buyouts, whatever. I get it. There are other financial issues that make it even more, whatever. But they went to the tournament 3 years in a row, and last year, Mike, people forget they were in the championship game of the conference tournament. They were one game away and not having to face one NBA player and Nick Clifford away from going back to 4 straight NCAA tournaments. It's been really rough this year. It's been bad. I mean, on paper, this team should be a lot better. The pieces don't fit. That's on the coaches. That's on players. It's on everybody. I'm not, accepting the season or saying this should be the new standard or this is okay. Whatever, but I personally believe that he should get at least one season to try to figure this out. Everyone looks at Nevada. They last year they finished 7th in the league. They were not very good, and then you turn it around, and now this year Nevada is one of the better teams in the conference, much better record. Like Steve Alford didn't just forget how to coach last year. All the portal pieces didn't fit together. They had a clunker of a year, and he was on the hot seat there in Reno. People are wanting him gone. He comes back and has, they're having a pretty good year this year, and they already beat Boise State. So for me, I know some folks are very frustrated. I said this yesterday. I totally understand it. You have a right to be. It's been a rough season. I'm not denying that. It has not gone the way anybody thought it would be. But I believe that the winningest coach in program history should get one. Now, I'm not saying all the assistant coaches should be back or there shouldn't be some major changes to the pro. I'm not saying you just run it back status quo, but I think Leon deserves an offseason to try to figure this out.
I'm not ready to go there, and it depends on how they finish. I mean, with 14 games, this thing could go south in a hurry, and if Leon Rice loses this team, if Leon Rice loses this basketball team, if he loses the locker room, if this thing goes really, really south, I'm not so sure I would go there. I saw signs of serious, gross fragmentation with this basketball team against Utah State. Now, Utah State's a good team, and they're going to probably do that to a lot of teams. And they just caught Boise State on the wrong time at the wrong night, and it was ugly bad. Boise State looked much, much better against UNLV. And if they continue to grind like Leon Rice grinds, they'll be fine. And, yeah, he would deserve a year. But I'm not going to sit here and say that. What if nobody expected 1-5? There's no reason why they couldn't be 1-5 over their next 6 games. If this basketball team continues to struggle, if you start to see signs of losing the locker room, I have no problem making a change. Do I want to make a change right now? Absolutely not. Do I want to wait and see how these 14 games play out? Absolutely. Are there changes that need to be made either way? Yeah, and I would start with offensive scheme. I'm not going to sit here and say that Tim Duryea should be fired. That's the ultimate deal, but I don't like this offense. I haven't liked this offense for a long time. That's been one of my biggest issues with Leon Rice's program is the ups and downs and the inconsistencies when it comes to the offense and the shooting. And it's gross right now. It's really, really gross, and it needs to be fixed. And I see Kobe Carl sitting right behind Leon Rice, talking in his ear and what would Kobe Carl do with an injection of his offense and so on and so forth? So I'm very intrigued by that, but let's just see how it plays out. I don't think we can make those kinds of decisions right now. I don't think we can make those kinds of comments. Does he deserve another year? I have no idea. I need to see the next 14 games.
Yeah, I guess so. And I guess I'm not going there with a 4-16 conference record because I just don't see that happening. I guess if they totally tank, who knows? And as you know, Mike, it's going to come back to people that are writing the checks too. Like, I mean, I hate to say that, but I mean, we talked about it. There is a financial component to this. And as we all know, whether it's football, basketball, whatever, I mean, boosters have, and folks that donate to the university have a little say in this sometimes in terms of whether or not they're going to keep writing checks or write another check to cover things like that. So there is a financial component to this. I don't see it going that bad. I mean, I see it at least being salvageable and them getting above 500. And then it's like, okay, you have your year. I guess if they end up, 9-22 or whatever, then yeah, or whatever, it would be 11-20. I don't know what, just, I guess that's fair, but I just don't see that happening. But also I would still maybe lean that, 1 year in the transfer portal era, you add all these guys. It's not, I don't know. It's really hard, and it didn't work this year. No doubt. It has not worked. It has not looked great. I don't know. I'm not writing the checks. I don't know the budget. There are some financial issues with that. I personally think, looking at it right now, that I would say teams just, they have clunkers. They have bad years. It happens. It doesn't happen every year, and this is one of their clunkers, and I would say he deserves a chance to try to figure it out. Regardless of what happens for the most part, but I guess we'll have to wait and see how bad it does look in the next 14 games, because who knows? Yeah. Maybe they go 0-14, but then win the Mountain West tournament and go to the Sweet 16, and then you'd want them back. Like, who knows? We got to wait and see.
Yeah. I certainly don't see the extreme. I'm with you on that. I don't see the extreme. I don't think they're going to finish with 4 or 5 conference wins, but we certainly didn't expect them to be 1-5. I remember having conversations, whether it was with you or maybe Leon or just fans in general, going into this season. Oh, this is Leon Rice's, on paper, this could be Leon Rice's best roster. Well, there was high expectations, and nobody expected them to be 1-5. I don't expect them to finish with 4 conference wins. I'm kind of like you. I also don't expect them to finish above 500 in conference play. That means they'd have to go 10-4. There's no way that this basketball team has a 10-4 finish in them. I just don't see that. For me, again, it's all about the intangibles, and it's not even about the money. I could care less about the money. Yes, $4.7 million is a lot of money, and I appreciate, by the way, you helping me out, because I'm going through the contract. I got some bad information that I deciphered in my head, and you came up with the accurate information in terms of the buyout, $4.7 million. If they fired him yesterday, then some prorated money to finish out this season might take it up to 4.9. That's a lot of money. And don't forget that they spent $3.2 million to fire Andy Avalos, the reigning coach of the year, coming off of a 28-point victory. Now, with that said, a lot of that money TCU is paid. There's no way Leon Rice is going to sit. If Leon Rice gets fired, he's going to get a job in 5 days, because there's no way that guy is sitting around. There is no way. So the mitigation and the compensation, if it's a $4.7 million check, somebody's going to write $2 or $3 million of it to cover Leon Rice's salary moving forward. I don't think money comes into play here. The only thing that comes into play here for me is, what kind of grasp does Leon Rice have on this basketball team, this basketball locker room, this basketball roster at the end of February and early in March? Does it look like it's grinding and together and working? Even if the losses are still coming, that's the only thing that I care about. That's the only thing I'll be watching for.
Now, Mike Tomlin left on his own, correct?
Correct.
Okay, someone here says the Steelers just made a change after 19 years. That's not accurate.
No, Mike Tomlin quit. And he went into that meeting with the Rooneys, and they did not expect that to happen. And Mike Tomlin, it was all on Mike Tomlin.
If I'm Boucher and Hawks, I'm not happy with my money. Has gotten me the last 2 years. I'm not going to speak for them. I have had some private conversations with them, obviously as sponsors of BNN and friends of mine. I'm not going to speak for them, but I will say, large picture, Mike. Money doesn't grow on trees here. Boise State doesn't have the Texas Tech guy and some of these boosters, the Boone Pickens of the world, that can just write blank checks. And after a certain amount of time, when you are told this guy's an NBA player, or this guy's going to be a star, and this is going to be the best team we've ever had, and it doesn't quite fit. I mean, that is a factor here at some point, where if you're a booster paying money, and this is the 3rd or 4th year in a row you've shelled out a decent sized check, I could see why I don't know if booster fatigue's the right word, or what the phrase would be, but I would think that's something that would start to be a little concerning here at some point with some of these boosters and writing checks.
Yeah, and I've been thinking a lot about this one, and this might be a subject of a column for BNN, in terms of just, is Leon Rice a developmental coach, or is he a transfer portal coach? I think his strength is developing rosters. That's always how he's done it, and that's how a lot of teams are doing it. have done it in the past, and everybody's finding out right now if their coach is a developmental coach or a transfer portal coach. Spencer Danielson wants to be a developmental coach, and he's dabbling being a transfer portal coach. I think it's completely different in terms of the chemistry. Look what Dan Mullen did with his football roster, taking 75 brand new players, and within a month, putting this cohesive unit together. He can be a transfer portal coach. He doesn't necessarily have to be a developmental coach. Leon Rice, I don't think, is a transfer portal coach. He's a developmental coach. And if he continues to chase these transfer portal guys and gets into that swirling chasing of rebuilding the roster completely every year with 3 or 4 or 5 transfer portal guys, I think he's in trouble because he needs a Tyson Degenhart as the anchor of his program. Now, with that said, he brought in the 3 high-profile transfers this year. We all think that roughly between NATO and Dylan Andrews and Drew Fielder, they're getting roughly $1 million this year. I don't think any one of those 3 guys are a bust. This basketball team right now as a roster is a bust, but Dylan Andrews, he's grinding the last couple of days. You want him to be better, and he's got some deficiencies, but can you classify him as a bust right now? I'm not going to go there. Drew Fielder, I still want him on my team. He's not a bust. Is he worth $500,000? I don't know, but he's not a bust. NATO's got a bright future. He might finish strong enough where somebody else might want him in the transfer portal down the road. I don't think he's a bust either. So, yeah, you're right. If I'm a booster and I'm shelling out money and I continue to see results like this, I'm struggling. But the 3 guys that he brought in, they're not bust. It's more about the cohesiveness and the development of this roster and tapping into Leon Rice's strengths. And I think we're still trying to figure out what that is.
And I know what you mean, but just to clarify for folks, NATO is a freshman. He wasn't transfer portal. He got
some money. He got some money. And, in terms of the big 3 when it came to the NIL, you're right.
NATO, Aaron's another guy. I mean, you look at, maybe this is a bad thing, Mike, the way I phrase this, but I mean, Drew Fielder's got another year to come back. Andrew Meadow, Pearson Carmichael, NATO, Aaron's, Keene, Julian Bowie's sitting out this year. Like, you lose Dylan Andrews and you lose the big guy, Parolin. And then as of now, you lose Javen Buchanan, but he played lower level basketball, NAIA basketball, and there's talk of him getting a 5th year if that all these rulings and lawsuits and all this stuff. I mean, they're still holding out hope that maybe Javen Buchanan would get another year. I know his dad's in the chat here, so I don't know if there's, I don't know if I'm crazy for even bringing that up as a possibility or not, but
and that court case happened yesterday, by the way. That doesn't mean they're not going to go through an appeals case, but the NCAA won the Patterson court case yesterday, which is kind of an extension of the Diego Pavia court case. The NCAA won that case. So in this particular case, unless something changes, that ain't happening now. The courts have ruled, again, there'll be an appeal process, and I think there'll be avenues down the road, but keep an eye on the NCAA versus Patterson case. The NCAA finally won a case yesterday, and guys out there guys like that out there in the transfer portal world or the eligibility world are trying to figure that out. So it's like the Trinidad Chambliss kid, the quarterback at Ole Miss. He could very well end up in the NFL draft when he wants to go back to college. He should go back to college, but if that court case that was decided yesterday is over, then he's got no avenue to stay in college, and that'll affect a lot of different people.
All right, so we'll just say for the sake of the argument, he doesn't come back. He doesn't have a year. You lose him, you lose Andrews, and you lose Parolin. But, I mean, and again, I know people are saying, a lot of people are going to leave after this year. I heard several have been leaving. I mean, first of all, that's hogwash. You're not in mid-January, already making 100% decision that you're transferring. I mean, there's contracts involved and all kinds of stuff. But like I said, it ain't fitting this year, Mike, so maybe it's not good that they're all eligible to come back. But 10/12 of this roster or whatever, or 10 out of the 13 scholarship players are eligible to all come back next year. And I think people would say, would you want Andrew Meadow back on this team next year? I think you'd say yes. Drew Fielder back on this team next year? Yes. They got a lot of pieces that Aaron's, NATO, these are guys that you think have good futures here. So I guess what I'm saying is, and yes, maybe it all falls apart and they go 4-10 the rest of the way and everyone transfers and they've got to add 10 new players next year. I guess that's all certainly possible. But on paper, the players you would want to keep, a good portion of them are coming back. And then I think you could supplement the roster. Again, you'd have to do it better than you did this year. And I'm not saying this is going to be some whatever team, but I mean, on paper, they should have a solid team next year or could have a solid team next year.
Sure. Yeah. The 4 names you mentioned, I absolutely want them back if they're playing within this structure of team basketball, and this team is cohesive and together late in February and early in March. So I X's and O's wise, paper wise, I 100% want almost every one of these guys back, because I see good individual players right now, and I see good potential. And I like the decisions that this coaching staff made in the offseason to create change. That's some of the things that we've been talking about with Spencer Danielson, is take some risk, take some change, dive into the transfer portal, embrace it, try to better your roster. So there's the happy medium of what we want Spencer Danielson to do. Leon Rice is doing it. Now he's kind of getting burned because it doesn't always work. Spencer Danielson said, I don't want to do it the Leon Rice way. We're different people. There's so many different ways to do it, and there's so many different outcomes. It's fascinating to watch right now what's going on. But, let's just wait and see what happens with BSU basketball. About 5 weeks from now, we'll have a very clear indication of what this roster is like and who we want to keep going forward.
Colorado State tonight, by the way, Mike, the number 4 ranked three-point shooting team in America. They just let it fly, and they were shooting better than 40% from three-point percentage. The number 4 ranked three-point percentage team in the country. Overall, their offense ranks 41st at KenPom. They are 7th in America in their effective field goal percentage, which is just kind of a sabermetrics analytics stuff that kind of looks at the quality of the shots that you get. They're top 10 in the country in that. As I said, number 4 in three-point percentage. They're number 34 in two-point percentage, top 40 in free throw percentage as well. So contrasting styles tonight with them coming in with a strong offense. They don't have a very good defense, though. They're 230th in defensive efficiency at KenPom. So, their offense against Boise State's defense and Boise State's not great offense against their defense. I guess whichever defense can get enough stops and have enough success tonight, I guess could be the team that comes out of here with a win for an 8:30 tip-off on a Friday night.
Seems like on paper it's a good matchup for Boise State. You don't want to lose this opportunity, and I still think the crowd will be decent. It's Friday, 8:30 on a Friday night is not late, and even when Boise State basketball or football goes sour, this community bitches and complains and moans and cries, but they still show up. We saw that Utah State crowd. It was beautiful. It was really, really cool, and too bad Boise State couldn't please that crowd. I suspect we're going to get a decent crowd tonight. I mean, they'll announce 10,000 plus on the box score, but there'll be 7,000-8,000 people in the stands, and that's still a good, healthy number. 8:30 is not too late. It's a Friday. Not a lot of stuff going on tomorrow. I have a feeling that maybe about 10:30 tonight, there'll be a little bit of kumbaya going on between Boise State, its basketball roster, its fan base. I'd like to see them get back on track. It seems like the perfect opportunity and the worst opportunity to waste. So let's keep our fingers crossed that hopefully they can get back on track with a nice win tonight and get everybody in a good mood going into the weekend.
No doubt about it. And like I said, we'll see if Kyle Jorgensen plays tonight for Colorado State. He's their best player. He's been out for about 3 weeks or so, which has contributed to some of their struggles. But again, Boise State, believe it or not, Mike, on a 4-game losing streak, still favored by 5 tonight to win this game by 5 points. So again, that factors in Javen Buchanan playing, and he may not play. So we'll see what happens tonight, but opportunity for Boise State to get back on track, and certainly they'll try to do that tonight. It's an orange out, so you're supposed to wear orange tonight if you're going to the game, and they are passing out, I think, 7,000 T-shirts. So if you don't have orange, get there early, Mike Prater. I don't know if they have your size or not, but get there early, and we'll see if there's some orange shirts available.
Are they orange T-shirts?
They are, yes.
Yeah, I would not look good on an orange T-shirt. That's just a big old giant round pumpkin with a lot of bumps moving around. So we're gonna have to pass on the orange T-shirt.
So they have 7,000 T-shirts. Will they get rid of all those?
Yes, yeah, there'll be 7,000 people there tonight. I think so. Yeah.
All right. I want to get Mike's thoughts quickly on football, but do want to thank Lithia Ford of Boise. 0% APR for 60 months, 0 down. Lithia Ford of Boise. Check them out. I'm online at lithiafordboise.com. Mention Sun Cruiser. Perfect night to get us a couple Sun Cruisers. Head on into Jackson's. Get some Sun Cruisers before you head down to the game. Real iced tea, real vodka. Love them in the Reigns household. You will as well at Sun Cruiser. Mentioned ICCU. Mentioned Pearson Carmichael. They're together on an NIL deal. They got Natalie Pasco as well. ICCU.com, best in the business, that mobile eBranch online banking. Take advantage of them at ICCU.com. Can we get to 75 points tonight, Mike Prater, to get that Jackson's drink?
Yes.
All right, 70. You heard it here from Mike Prater. Make your plans on Sunday. 75-cent fountain drink. If the Broncos get 75 points, it's a day after the game, so that would be on Sunday. You just had the opportunity yesterday to do it from the UNLV game. And if the Broncos get 75 tonight, you're going to get a 75-cent fountain drink on Sunday from our friends at Jackson's. Hey, the Blue and Orange Store, theblueandorange.com. 14,000 hats on the hat wall there at the location at the Boise Town Square Mall. You can get the customized jerseys in minutes right there at the location at the Allen Noble Hall of Fame. Or you can order online anywhere in the world at theblueandorangestore.com. It's the best selection, the best prices, the official in-venue provider of Boise State merchandise, our friends at the Blue and Orange Store. And Taco Bell, well, they got a deal too. How about 83 points gets you a free taco. If the Broncos tonight can get 83, Prater, is Johnny going to Taco Bell tomorrow? Can we get 83?
Yes, Johnny's going to Taco Bell tomorrow.
83, although he doesn't have a ticket stub. I don't know if the press pass will work, but you need a ticket stub for tonight's game. You get a ticket stub, you come to the game tonight, and the Broncos get 83 points. You get a free taco tomorrow from our friends at Taco Bell, whether it's the crispy chicken strips, the breakfast quesadillas, the slushies, so many great options. I always say it, but my kids just love the good old-fashioned cheesy roll-ups. Taco Bell, visit a Treasure Valley Taco Bell location today. All right, Mike, Spencer Danielson's offseason. He is certainly, in a lot of folks' eyes, winning it. I know there was trying to get the exact name here before I screw it up. Our man, Chris Van Sickle. Hopefully, folks are checking out the VIP message boards. He's been dropping nuggets on visitors and things that have happened. Nicholas, how do you say his last name? Is it Igwe? Nicholas Igwe, I believe, I-G-W-E. He was the defensive lineman, I believe, that was committed, was going to come here. He's now not coming here for some reason. So they did lose one of their portal additions along the defensive line. Nicholas Igwe, that was posted 19 hours ago yesterday after the show by Chris Van Sickle. So they're still looking to add some more defensive line depth. He is not going to be coming. And again, all kinds of visitors. There's an offensive lineman coming to visit. You get all those kind of news and tidbits in the VIP message boards if you're a paying subscriber of BNN. And right now, it's less than $6 a month. You can get that 50% off deal. It ends tonight when the transfer portal closes. So if you want to get in, last chance today, less than $6 a month for a full year of BroncoNationNews.com. We'd love to have you. Our 50% off deal ends tonight. So jump on board tonight. And we'd love to have you at BroncoNationNews.com. It ends tonight, so jump in today and get all kinds of stuff from Nathan, from Prater, and Chris has been killing it. I know you mentioned it last week on the show, Prater, but Chris is doing a tremendous job covering all the transfer portal news and info. But overall, I'll add up the number here while we're talking, Mike. But they've added some positions of need. They've added, I think, more transfer portal players than they've ever added in this era. I mean, they're adding way more guys than they appear to have spots for right now. So they're just whoever they can get it, wherever their position they're taking. I mean, I know they have a plan. But what do you make? We're over 10 portal additions, I think. In terms of the transfer portal, what are you liking what you're seeing so far, or not?
Yeah, on paper, sure, absolutely, I like it, and just the changes and the numbers, and I think Leon Rice. I think Spencer Danielson is kind of crushing the offseason right now. According to what I keep, and again, yeah, Chris Van Sickle. I'm getting almost all my information from Chris Van Sickle because I'm not out there reporting actively on these stories. Chris Van Sickle is just crushing it, and I love what he's doing. I got 13 transfer portal guys. It was up to 14, but the Igwe guy, if he's gone, 13 transfer portal guys, one guy coming back from his mission, and 18 early enrollees that joined the program last week. Those are the incoming freshmen. So that's 32 incoming new players. I think they lost about 25 to 28 players. So if you got rid of 25 to, say, 30 players, and you've brought in 32 players so far, that's pretty good roster change, if you ask me. And the 30% change in the coaching staff, I like what's going on there. I like the Zach Hill, even if it's on paper. Zach Hill being named the co-offensive coordinator. Matt Miller was the co-offensive coordinator last year, and I'm not sure, at least publicly, how much he was involved. Certainly behind the scenes and meetings on Monday and Friday, Matt Miller was involved. And Zach Hill has always been involved Monday through Friday. So giving him the title, maybe a little bit more of an emphasis with Nate Potter. I like that change. I like what they're doing with the coaching staff. I like what they're doing with the roster. I like everything Spencer Danielson is doing, but let's all take a lesson from Leon Rice. Just because they're doing it on paper, it doesn't matter. And the most important thing for Spencer Danielson moving forward, for me, he could do all kinds of crazy things, wonderful things. But until he has a true blue, legit quarterback competition in spring camp, that's the final nail for me. He's got to have that. He's got some guys in the transfer. He's got the 2 incoming freshman kid and Cutforth and Madsen. Let's get after it and have a quarterback competition. I don't care what the result is in August. I don't care if Maddox Madsen lines up against Dante Moore against Oregon. Just give me a competition that we can watch and see with our own eyes and make sure we're pushing all the right buttons. That's the only thing left, and that's really the only thing that matters to me.
Is there any chance Zach Hill's the play caller?
I want it. I hope so. I do. I do. I think Zach Hill could be a spectacular play caller. He was the play caller here for Boise State for 3 years. He put quarterbacks in the NFL, and the 3 years that he was here at Boise State, the offensive point number increased all 3 years. Now, that was probably a better roster back then, and certainly not the intangibles that Boise State has to deal with right now, but I like Zach Hill. I didn't hate Nate Potter last year. I think he struggled a lot as a rookie. We saw bright signs and certainly some frustrating signs. Keep him there. Make Zach Hill the kind of the babysitter of the room. And if he started calling plays, that certainly wouldn't hurt my feelings.
Yeah, and I wonder because, I mean, no offense to Nate Potter, but I mean, Zach Hill is a more established play caller, a more established offensive coordinator, and you kind of, you brought him back, and last year, I mean, it was what it was timing-wise, and you already had the OC announced and all that, but so, I mean, I know it looks like a demotion, so to speak, if you were to take the play calling duties or switch them, but I mean, if you have a more experienced, potentially better option now available to you to call them, I mean, it would seem like a pretty thing that you would have to take a serious look at. So I wonder if the promotion to offensive coordinator, we'll have to wait and see when we get Spencer Danielson again. But right when I saw that, I was like, oh, I wonder if that means he's calling plays. I don't know if that's something Spencer Danielson would do just because it would look like a quote-unquote demotion, look like he made a mistake when he picked him. I don't know all this stuff, but I think that would be something that I think a lot of fans would be fired up about.
100%, 100%. So, yeah, I still question Spencer Danielson's loyalty. Loyalty is a beautiful thing unless it gets a little bit out of control. And obviously he's very, very loyal to Maddox Madsen, and we all know that story. We just talked about the competition this summer. We'll see how it plays out. He is very loyal to his coaches. He's a beautiful human being. And everything with him starts there. It's almost like, you want your football coach to be a football coach first and a human being second. Well, Spencer Danielson has flipped that around. He's this beautiful human being and a football coach second. And that certainly rubs some people the wrong way, and I get it. But the loyalty factor with Madsen, the loyalty factor with Nate Potter, we'll see how that plays out. But I'm keeping an eye on it, and I think a lot of other people are as well.
If you had one last lottery ticket, Mike Prater, for the transfer portal, one last kind of, if in a perfect world, I mean, they've added some wide receivers, they've added some safeties, they've added, a lot of different positions, a couple linebackers. Is there one? I mean, I would like to see another offensive lineman. They added, one. I think I'd like to see another kind of starting caliber offensive lineman, and I'm sure some people in the chat will go quarterback. But I mean, if you had one more spot to fill in the portal here, which they apparently may do because they still have people coming in for visits and stuff, what would make you feel even better about their portal additions here?
Yeah, an offensive lineman is good. I like that, and I think they've done a really nice job with the wide receiver rooms in terms of building up numbers. They got like 14 or 15 wide receivers, but the one thing that's drastically missing from me in the wide receiver room is the big guy. They got a lot of little guys. They got a lot of speedsters. They got a lot of slot wide receivers, and I still want a big guy. There's a couple of possibilities on this roster, but that's one area where I'm going to miss like the Chris Marshalls of the world. Just the ability and the size. He never was able to take advantage of it, but I could use a red zone big target in the wide receiver room. An offensive lineman is certainly pretty good. Quarterback, that's not going to happen. I don't see that. I'm comfortable with the quarterback room. Yeah, I wish they would have a transfer portal quarterback. And, the Bryson Barnes kid, Bryson Beaver, the kid that was committed to Boise State that ended up at Oregon and now is back in the transfer portal because of all the things that are going in Oregon. Should Boise State chase Bryson Beaver again? Well, he's probably going SEC or he's going Power 4. And I think Boise State's lost that opportunity. If you get a chance to bring a kid like that in, sure, why not? Roll the dice and see what happens. But I don't see that happening. Give me a big wide receiver and give me an offensive lineman.
Yeah, the big offseason question, though, Mike Prater, is regards Dale Holste. Have we bought tons of super glue for the wide receiver's hands?
Well, they got rid of Chris Marshall, so the wide receiver drop issue has been cut in half. Yeah, there's other issues with the wide. Yes, drops are an issue, and a big old tub of super glue would be very, very nice.
Well, we'll find out. A couple other new coaches. I know one of them spoke with Jay Tuss the other day on Bronco Studios. And we'll, I think next week they're hoping to make some of those available, Mike, to us. And then we'll see kind of when Spencer talks and what the portal looks like. But I guess final thing for you, any more worries before 9:59 tonight? I mean, I know when they brought in a couple of those running back transfers, the one from Pitt was a little head scratcher at the time. Like, he had 5 touchdowns last year. Like, why is that guy coming here to be a 4th running back? Brad Bedell said Monday that would worry him a little bit, just about, do they have some intel, or are they worried about one of those guys maybe leaving? Jaden Virgin Morgan. I mean, I know your list is not super long in terms of the guys you don't want to lose, but how are you feeling on the final day here? Do you feel pretty good? I know we opened the show, or we opened the discussion with this. Now we're ending it with this. We're literally about 12 hours from the end of the portal here. Any concern, we'll be nervous for Spencer Danielson going up till 10 o'clock?
I don't think so. I don't. I mean, if you're going into the transfer portal, especially with so many different schools starting, then there's schools like Oregon, which I think Oregon is on a 3-semester system. They don't start school for another couple of weeks. So there are certain schools and opportunities. And even if school has started, like Boise State's been in school for a week, but they could bring in a guy next week and get caught up. So there's ways to make things happen. But at this late minute, no. I mean, the 3 guys that we're keeping an eye on are the 2 running backs, Sire Gaines and Dylan Riley, and certainly keeping an eye on JVM. I'm with Bedell. I'm with you. I mean, they brought in the Kansas running back. They brought in the Pitt running back. And those aren't, those should be taken seriously. And did they come in to start? Did they come in to be a Malik Sherrod role kind of guy or a third back? I don't know. I mean, depth in the running back room is never a bad thing, but there's also signs that, because I'm a little surprised that they're going to be able to keep both the running backs this offseason. That would be a big win for Spencer Danielson.
What do we got coming up on Idaho Sports Talk today, Mike? I know it's a shorter show. I know you guys were pleading with Greg Frank and your upper management to let you do the 3rd hour on online or some other station, but short show today with the Steelheads.
Yeah, Steelheads have an East Coast game, so we'll be off the air at 5 o'clock today. We have my two favorite guests in the whole world on the show today. Dirk Cutter coming on at 4 o'clock to talk about, he's our NFL playoff correspondent for the whole month, and he's going to come on every Friday all the way up to the Super Bowl and break down the playoffs and have that conversation. And then we're going to open up the show at 3:15 today with my favorite other guest, BJ Rains. We're going to talk a little Boise State football, little Boise State basketball.
I kept you 7 minutes late, so I'm not your favorite guest today, but appreciate you, Mike. Thank you for your time. Somebody's asking about the football press conference. That is, there's not a day set. They're just maybe thinking next week. It's not even for sure. They're just hoping to make the coaches available. Mike, I'll keep this going for a little bit. I got some other comments in here. We'll let you get ready for your show, but thank you for coming on. And yes, I'll look forward to talking to you guys at 3:15 today.
Go Broncos tonight. Big win or big game and a big opportunity for a win. Let's see if they can pull that off.
There you go. Appreciate it, Mike. Mike Prater. Always appreciate him jumping on. Mike Prater with KTIK at 95.3 The Ticket. We always appreciate Mike coming on, giving us his time. And yeah, I went a little over the time there, so I apologize to Mike for that. But always appreciate them coming on. No set press conference. There's no set press conference. They're just saying they might make some of the coaches available next week, and that would be great to get to hear from some of these guys. They've got their new Bronco studios, so they're in-house. They're able to put some of these guys up, first with Jay Tuss, and that's great for them. They should do that. They should have exclusive access like that, but hopefully they let us also talk to the same coaches that they're putting up for the for their show in the near future. So hoping to talk to some of those guys early next week and kind of continue to get to know some of those guys and some questions. Is Nate Potter still the play caller? I think it's fascinating how they're doing the safeties and corners now coached by the same person. They haven't done that here in a while, so a lot of questions for Spencer Danielson moving forward here. But want to keep this thing going for a little bit, get some more of your thoughts on football, basketball, whatever you got. It's a Friday, and I got nothing going on. But do want to thank a couple sponsors that make this show free of charge for you to sit here and watch on YouTube, and that is Bousher Real Estate. Number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bousher and Bousher Real Estate. Check them out, 243-8222, online at BousherRealEstate.com. We bought and sold our home using Matt and his team. It was tremendous customer service every step of the way. If you're looking for someone that's going to fight for every dollar and help you out, that is Matt Bousher and Bousher Real Estate. We'll pick our Matt Bousher player of the game on the Jackson's postgame show tonight. We'll also pick our defensive player of the game, brought to you by Element Fencing. Decks, pergolas, fences, wrought iron, cedar, vinyl, they can do it all. 25 plus years in the fencing business. Brady and company doing a tremendous job. And we see a small a couple of projects, the craftsmanship quality you can see on the left-hand side of the screen there. Tremendous work and highly recommended if you're looking for some fence work done. Element Fencing is who you need to pick up. Element Fencing online at elementfencing.com. Hey, speakpipe.com/BNN. You can leave us a voicemail. The Signature Roofing voice inbox brought to you by Signature Roofing. Whether it's a re-roof, a repair, an estimate, or an inspection, online at mysignatureroofing.com. Leave us a voicemail, and we're going to try to get one or two a day moving forward, and we'll on Friday pick the best voicemail and give out some gift cards and things. Signature Roofing, again, the official roofer of Bronco Nation News, online at mysignatureroofing.com. Ridley's Family Markets, shop ridleys.com. They got locations across the state of Idaho, surrounding states, and you download that Skip app, get savings up to 40% off at the checkout line. Find a location near you online at shopridleys.com. Rowpaint.com is offering 20% off their winter painting projects right now. 20% off your winter painting project at rowpaint.com. And you need to hit them up for those concrete coatings, the interior, exterior painting, that painter for a day project. Rowpaint.com has you covered. Andy Rohn Company at rowpaint.com. Hey, if you're looking for a new job, fresh start, career change maybe, how about transportation compliance service? How about the trucking industry? That's right. If you want to get into the trucking industry, get out there on the open road and have the freedom of, setting your own hours and schedule, Transportation Compliance Service can help you out. Transcompservice.com. They're a local company helping out folks all over the world with all the paperwork and things. Check them out online, transcompservice.com. Hey, make sure you subscribe to our new YouTube channel. Tom Moser, another night in the Mountain West. Every night there's a Mountain West game. He'll be hosting a post-game show. No show tonight because we'll have our Jackson's post-game show. It's the only game on tonight, so no show for Tom tonight, but we'll have our post-game show. And then you can subscribe on YouTube. It's just youtube.com/@Mountain West BNN. @Mountain West BNN. Subscribe to our new channel, and this will kind of turn into a Pac-12 channel next year. We're not quite sure how it's going to work yet, but we're 376 subscribers already, I think, on here, so it's going pretty well. So if you want kind of some unbiased, neutral talk on the Mountain West, on Boise State, Tom does a tremendous job. He lives in the East Coast, has no affiliation with any team, and every night there's a Mountain West game. After the last game wraps up, Tom goes live with his thoughts. So he'll be live tomorrow night. Tomorrow night when the Mountain West action wraps up, you can watch another night in the Mountain West, and all of his shows are available on tape delay, and you can watch it, go back and watch it on the YouTube channel the next day. So we appreciate Tom. He's doing a tremendous job with another night in the Mountain West, and that's from our friend Tom Moser, and Circa is the sponsor there. All right, what else we got here? I mentioned the football press conference. We don't know the day yet. Big key to this game, haven't followed Colorado State all year. It's going to be limiting the three-pointers, limiting the three-point range for Colorado State. They are the number 4 ranked three-point shooting team in America. Colorado State's offense is pretty good. Their defense is not that good. So this will be, can Boise State's defense and rebounding step up and have a strong game tonight? I know we need the, everybody's wanting to see the offense get better. And certainly we need to see that Boise State's offense get better. But the defense tonight will probably be what wins this game for Boise State. Colorado State has the number 41 ranked offense in America at KenPom. They're the number 7 team in America in effective field goal percentage, kind of taking the quality of shots into account. And they are the number 4 ranked three-point shooting team in America. Colorado State over 40% from three-point range. So they are 19th in America. Colorado State, 19th in America. They get 40% of their shots from, or 40% of their points from three-point range. So not only do they shoot a ton of threes, they make a ton of threes. 40% percentage, and they also get 40% of their points from the three-point line, 19th in America. So you got to guard the arc. You cannot give open three-pointers to Colorado State tonight. And then when they do, when they do get a shot up, you got to rebound the ball, not give up the second chance points. I think UNLV had 20-something second chance points in that game. That can't happen tonight. You got to rebound. I think in the last 3 games, Boise State's been out-rebounded. I mean, Boise State 2 weeks ago was the number 1 rebounding team in America. Now they're down to number 10 because they've gotten out-rebounded 3 games in a row. So Boise State got to crash the glass, got to rebound, got to defend, and then we need to see the same ball movement we saw last game. We need to see attacking, driving the hoop, not guys just standing out at the three-point line dribbling the ball. You need to see a lot of movement, a lot of passing up a good shot for a great shot, and certainly you'd like to see Andrew Meadow continue to get his shots up and drive into the rim And also you'd like to see, a lot of what we saw in the last game. But got to limit the turnovers, the silly turnovers, got to limit the points off turnovers, and you got to rebound, and you got to defend, and you got to continue to have the ball movement. No word yet on Javen Buchanan. We'll find out tonight if he plays. I would guess no. I mean, I don't have any inside info on that, and I hopefully I'm wrong. But I would just guess that, that's something with his back that you want to just let get right before you throw him back in there, because you don't want this to linger all season long. So I would assume he's probably out again tonight. We'll see. But hopefully he is able to give it a go tonight. Kyle Jorgensen, all eyes will be on him. He's Colorado State's best player. He has been out the last 3 weeks or so with an injury, and he is supposed to be a game time decision tonight. He did not play against Fresno, but he did practice and warm up, and he was listed as questionable after being out all the other games. So there's a belief that Kyle Jorgensen could play tonight for Colorado State, and that'd be a big boost to get him back in the lineup for the Rams. So 8:30 start time tonight. That game is on, I believe, FS1 tonight, so we'll have plenty of coverage of that. Again, shout out Sun Cruiser. They gave me this really cool sign here. We're supposed to get a neon sign. I can't wait for that. But we're going to find a spot for this somewhere here back in the studio. We'll have to lean this up or find a spot back here. Maybe we can lean this up back here, something like this. Can we make something like that happen? We'll find a spot for it. We appreciate Sun Cruiser for their support of Bronco Nation News, the Sun Cruiser Studios. And perfect time to get out and check out a Sun Cruiser. The vodka lemonades, the strawberry lemonade vodka is tremendous. Even if you're not a big iced tea fan, I'm not a huge fan of iced tea. The lemonade iced tea is tremendous. You don't really taste much of the lemonade. It's like of the tea. It's the perfect amount of tea with the lemonade. And so I would highly recommend it. And as always, I want to show Sun Cruiser that their sponsorship is working with us. If you have a Sun Cruiser, please take a picture of it, post it to social media, tag me so I can show Sun Cruiser that you guys are checking out their product. And it's a fairly new product, only been around for about a year. It's starting to show up more and more in the various gas stations and grocery stores around town. I know they sell it at Jackson's. I know they've got it at some of the Ridley's family markets. So check out, get a Sun Cruiser, and let us know. Take a picture, and we'll try to get you a gift card or get you in a drawing for something cool as we show Sun Cruiser that their sponsorship is working here at BNN. So appreciate you guys. Hope you have a great day. We'll be live at 7:30, so about 9.5 hours. We'll have the pregame show, the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show, 7:30 tonight. We'll have Abe Jackson live to kick it off. Johnny Ballgame, hopefully he'll join us. We'll hear from Leon Rice. We'll hear from Drew Fielder. A lot of great conversation coming tonight about this basketball team. So I know it's a Friday night. You may have some plans. I don't know. Go out to dinner, get all that stuff done, and then come back 7:30 Mountain Time for the pregame show. As John Buchanan says, it'll be a Sun Cruiser night in Indiana. I like to hear that, John. Thank you. Hopefully that involves sipping on a Sun Cruiser while watching your son play tonight. We'll have to wait and find out about that. But yes, Blake, you should be able to find Sun Cruisers in Washington. They're pretty much everywhere. So go check those out. And again, take a picture. Buy one, take a picture real quick, post it to social media, and send me and tag me, and we'll enter you in a drawing. It's pretty easy. We'd like to show Sun Cruiser that their sponsorship's working, and so appreciate you. Mr. Buchanan actually already sent me a photo on Instagram of him enjoying a Sun Cruiser, so I know they enjoy them. So appreciate him for the support. And they've got it Washington, Idaho, pretty much everywhere, and it's becoming more and more popular here. Great drink, and like I said, the most prominent popular one, I guess, is just they have the classic iced tea. It's a pretty good one, but I like the lemonade tea myself personally. The lemonade tea is the lemonade ice, classic lemonade iced tea. It's in the yellow can. This is the 25 ouncer they have at. No, I'm not drinking one at 10 a.m. on a Friday. I just have these here for the evening shows. But they have the yellow here. If this is blue right here, where it says just iced tea, and this part's blue too, but the yellow one here is for orange, or whatever say you want to say. That is the lemonade iced tea. That's the one I prefer. I think it's tremendous. And then they actually have some with no tea at all, just straight vodka lemonades. And they have the strawberry lemonade, pink lemonade, different flavors there. And those are more like a Truly, I guess. But those don't have any carbonation. And they're straight vodka lemonades. Highly recommend it. We appreciate Sun Cruiser for their support of Bronco Nation News. So thanks to Lithia Ford as well, our title sponsor. And get out to LithiaFordBoise.com. You can view their full inventory of vehicles. They got some great deals going on right now because they got to make way for those 2026s. And they recently announced that NIL deal with Ben Ford. Perfect. Ben Ford, Lithia Ford. So shout out Ben Ford, Lithia Ford of Boise. They continue to help out in the NIL game and help out Boise State in various ways. And we appreciate Lithia Ford of Boise for their title sponsorship support of Bronco Nation News. And yes, I don't have time to get up and go get it out of my cooler, but they do have the, you know what? I'll play a 15-second Circa commercial and I'll run and get to show you what they have on the, let's see. We'll play a 30-second commercial to Circa first. So I can probably do it in 15 seconds. I'll be right back.
Find your sun with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Cold, refreshing, and made for moments like these all year long. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
All right, I'm not as fast as I thought I was. I almost made it, but here's the variety pack right here. Pink lemonade, lemonade iced tea, and strawberry lemonade. So you can see the variety pack there. They sell this. These are the straight lemonade vodkas. These don't have the iced tea in them. Tremendous. Really appreciate them. Now I'm out of breath, so I'm going to end the show. But appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Yep, variety packs fly off the shelf. There you go. So go get one. And again, take a picture, post it on social media, enjoying a Sun Cruiser, and we'll get you in a drawing to try to win a prize of some sort. So there you go. That's the pack I got yesterday. Awesome. Appreciate it. Let me know what you think. Take a photo. Post it to us. We'd love to see it. Seen them in at Winco too. Yes, Winco sells them, and my understanding is pretty good prices at Winco also. So you can definitely go to Winco and get them. But this is what the box looks like. Pink lemonade iced tea. The strawberry lemonade is probably my favorite. The pink lemonade is very good as well. These are my favorites. They do have a couple you could try of the lemonade iced tea in here. If you are an iced tea fan, they have the great versions that have the iced tea as well. Personally, I'm more of the vodka lemonade myself, but the lemonade iced tea one is good also. So appreciate you guys for all saying that you're supporting the sponsors. Go get some. Again, take a quick photo, tag it, tag BNN, tag tag us, Sun Cruiser, and we'll get you entered to win a cool drawing, because I do want to show they're a new sponsor and they're not local. They're a national Boston beer company, and we got on with them through a referral from Circa, and so hoping to keep that going and make it bigger and better, and that means they got to see some return on their investment here too. So buy some Sun Cruisers and let us know and show us, and we'll try to hook you up with a prize pack, or maybe we'll raffle off. That's what we should do. Just raffle off some cases of Sun Cruisers. So maybe we'll raffle off we'll find some cool prizes. I'll talk to Sun Cruiser. We'll get a cooler, maybe another cooler or a cornhole set or something. So go ahead this weekend. Get out and post a photo of yourself enjoying a Sun Cruiser, or at least if you don't want to be on the picture, at least show the Sun Cruisers and say you're supporting the sponsors. And you can maybe win a cool prize from Sun Cruiser. So appreciate it. Thank you guys for your support. Always appreciate it. I know Bronco Nation News fam always comes through. When we got something going on, whether it's a golf tournament, whether it's sponsors, you guys support the sponsors. You guys, that's one thing I always can appreciate from this crew. When you guys are watching this show and we ask you to help out with something, you guys always come through, and really appreciate the extended family here at Bronco Nation News for supporting our sponsors and helping keep this show free of charge here on YouTube. Because if you didn't support our sponsors like Sun Cruiser, we couldn't have this show, because I pay Mike Prater, I pay Johnny, all these guys get paid. All this equipment for the shows, all this stuff costs money. The program we're using here to record this there's a monthly fee to that. So I mean, it's these shows cost us money, and how we are able to host these shows for free on YouTube and allow you guys to watch these shows for free are because of our sponsors. Many of what you see on the wall behind me, and others, including Sun Cruiser. So if you want to continue to see these shows for free, we ask you to please support the sponsors like Sun Cruiser. So if you could take a photo of yourself enjoying a Sun Cruiser, send it to us via social media, post it on Instagram, Twitter, wherever, this weekend at some point, and I can show some of those to Sun Cruiser, and I'm sure that'll go a long way in them wanting to renew and extend here moving forward. So appreciate it, guys. Hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy the game tonight. Again, 7:30, we'll be live with the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show, and we'll get you set for Boise State-Colorado State. Then we'll be live post-game with the Jackson's post-game show. So if you are going to the game tonight, after the game on the way home, we don't have Nathan tonight, so it'll be a little later post-game show. So we'll have to do our interviews with Coach Rice and the players, and then we'll get going a little bit later about 30 minutes after the game ends. So it'll give you time to get home, fire up your TV, go to the YouTube app, go to Bronco Nation News, and you can watch us right there, big screen, full screen on your TV, and then that way you can still have your phone to scroll social media or whatever. But I recommend it. Some folks watch on their phone, but you can watch on your TV, on your smart TV app, if you just download the YouTube app or go to the YouTube app and then search Bronco Nation News, find our broadcast, and you can watch us on your smart TV while on the YouTube channel while you're using your phone for texting or whatever else you want to do. So big game tonight. We'll see if the losing streak has to end at some point. Maybe tonight's the night. We'll see. Broncos trying to end a rare 4-game losing streak here, and they will try tonight, 8:30 tip-off against Colorado State. Again, got to defend the 3, got to rebound, got to not turn the ball over, and you got to move the ball on offense and get some points, and we'll see what happens tonight. We'll see about Javen Buchanan. I know Pearson Carmichael was dealing with a bad calf during that game as well. Hopefully he'll be able to go tonight, but we'll see what the lineup looks like, and we'll have you covered with all the pregame news and notes. And for the UNLV game, you found out first with BNN, not anybody else, that Javen Buchanan was out last game because we were there watching him not warm up. And so if you want the latest news on who's playing, who's not playing, all that stuff, make sure you follow us on social media and make sure you're watching the pregame show. We'll start tonight at 7:30, getting you set for Boise State and Colorado State. So go buy some Sun Cruisers, tag us, enjoy them, and have a great weekend. We'll see you tonight, 7:30, Boise State, Colorado State, the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show. We're in the Sun Cruiser studios. We'll see you this evening, folks. Have a good